This final cave biome is known as the Forlon Hollows, and is probably the darkest of them all, due to the atmosphere and mobs. It is said that the cave is shrouded with a thick shadow where no light shines. You will mostly find guano and a new stone called guano stone, as well as some coprolith which the guano stone has turned into. Sometimes you may come across a peering coprolith. You may find a new tree type whilst you're in this biome, or what's left of it, and this is known as the thornwood tree. They can be sticking out to the floor, as well as the roofs of the Forlon Hollows. Scattered around this cave can be old and broken ruins. I should warn you not to put any light source down unless necessary, as it does attract some dangerous and hostile beings. Mostly things that come from the deep dark areas are never really friendly, so make sure that you are equipped, because you'll never know what you'll find down there. As I mentioned, there is a new block called guano, and this can actually be broken and collected. This can be used to create fertilizer along with bone meal, and is much stronger than bone meal in fact. It does have other uses though, including creating thornwood saplings in case you wanted to grow these trees yourself. Redstone is another resource that is in much larger quantities in this biome, which is mostly in guano stone, so if you somehow ever run low, this is a great place to come for it. Coprolith can also hold a lot more coal than any other area too. Going on to the mobs, and this is the glue moth, which can be seen flying around the Forlon Hollows. They have been twisted by darkness and are prey to a lot of other mobs in this biome. However, they are neutral and only have 4 hearts. You don't want to be near them though, because as I've said, they are prey to a lot of other mobs in this biome, so can bring unwanted attention. They are attracted to light naturally, so make sure that they don't get too close. If you decide to kill them, they can drop moth dust. This cult-like creature is known as the Underzealot. Most cults are hostile, so don't expect this to be any different, and they are quite dangerous with its 20 health and 4 attack damage. You should be okay though at a distance, because due to the darkness of the Forlon Hollows, it makes it difficult for them to spot you. If you decide to go after it, or it comes after you, it can be tricky to fight, because once they hit you, they will burrow into the ground and pop out somewhere else. They are mostly found in groups, so they won't be alone. They will destroy any nearby light source as well, as they fear it, so make sure that you have some sort of night vision potion, otherwise you could be fighting them blind. Be wary about the Underzealot's activities though, because they are dressed in occult clothing for a reason. If they catch a glue moth, they will begin a ritual if there are at least 3 of the Underzealots. This ritual will turn the one who's holding the glue moth and the glue moth itself into a powerful monster known as the Watcher. We will go into more detail about the mob a bit later. If they catch a Vesper, they can also begin a ritual on this beast as well. There does need to be at least 3 Underzealots for the ritual to be successful. After a while, it will turn into an even dangerous and hideous looking monster called the Forsaken. We will also go on to this mob a bit later. If you do manage to kill the Underzealot, they can drop dark tatters, but they can also drop a desolate dagger. However, this is rarer. As I've said, the Watcher is a powerful monster that is summoned in an Underzealot ritual. They are creepier and more tactical than an Underzealot, with 30 health and 4 attack damage. It will first stalk the player, and after a while, they can possess them and make them see from the Watcher's perspective. During this time, the player cannot move. After you are set free, it may attack you by slashing you with their claws. It can also transform into a flying creature, where it will constantly possess the target again and again, whilst also attacking it, making it a much more difficult fight. If you do manage to finally defeat it, it can drop some dark tatters, and more rarely, an occult gem. This rodent-like creature is known as the Corrodent, and it has 15 health, 3 attack damage, and 2 defense. They are hostile, so make sure to keep your distance if you are unprepared. They attack by biting you and then moving through almost any block, making it another difficult fight. If you do feel too threatened by them, you can simply place down a torch or a light source and it will scare them away. This may be a great chance to finally take it down, and if you do manage this, it can drop some coarse dirt or some corrodent teeth. This next creature is pretty terrifying, and it is called the Vesper. It has 16 hearts and deals 3 attack damage, and it looks for glue moths to prey on. They can be found flying around or hanging from the ceiling like a bat. Even though they will look for glue moths, they can also target you with their hostile behaviour and will swoop down constantly to attack you. If you have a shield handy, use it, as it can temporarily knock them out of the sky, making them easier to defeat it if you're up to it. If they are defeated, they can drop a Vesper wing and some guano. They can also be grabbed by Underzealots to create an even more dangerous monster once the ritual has succeeded. So, onto the final mob in the Forlon Hollows, and it is probably the most dangerous and powerful mob that you can find, with 6 attack damage and 250 health. This is the Forsaken, and is created after Underzealots complete a ritual with a Vesper. You may think that this monster is hostile, and you'd be right, because they will eat anything that isn't local, excluding glue moths, as they will eat as many of these as possible. This can attack in a range of different ways, including smashing its arms to the ground to pummel its prey, slashing at them, or just simply picking it up and attempting to eat it. It also has some range attacks, which include a sonic blast, which can be used at a long distance, or a short sonic blast, which will damage any one of its enemies in an area around it. The sonic blast will do extra damage to creatures that utilize sound, such as the Warden. If you manage to become prepared enough to take this on and get it to low health, it will turn completely pitch black, so that you can only see its creepy red eyes, and will constantly heal. This can stop temporarily if it is near a light source. If you do somehow beat all the odds and slay the Forsaken, it can drop pure darkness. Moth dust is dropped from glue moths, as I previously mentioned, and can be thrown into other mobs. Doing so will make the Forlon Hollow mobs attack it as they are inflicted with the scent of the glue moth. They can also be used to craft mothballs, which can be used on light sources to keep away glue moths. The Desolate Dagger can be dropped occasionally from Underzealots. This weapon may appear to be weak at first, but after every hit, a ghostly red version of the dagger appears and deals delayed damage. The Occult Gem, which is dropped from the Watcher, can be crafted with other items to create a totem of possession. This can be bound to any hit creature and can make the player possess it. The creature must be in your sight at all time, and it can use the durability of it, but anything it collides with will make it attack it. The Occult Gem can also be used in crafting to create the Beholder. This can be bound to, once placed, by another Occult Gem, and will allow the player to see through the Beholder. Do note that this cannot be used through dimensions. Corrodent Teeth can be used to brew some potions of haste and to craft burrowing arrows. These useful arrows will mine up to 5 blocks when contacted. If they are used against an enemy, it can pierce through them onto other enemies. Vesper Wings can be used in crafting to create Vesper Stew. Pure Darkness can be used in crafting to make Shadow Silk. The Shadow Silk can then be crafted into the Dreadbow and some Darkness clothing. The Dreadbow is slower when using it to draw back arrows, but when fired, a volley of arrows will fall from above the target. If you use normal arrows, they will automatically turn into shadowy arrows that can deal multiple attacks and appear in multiple numbers. Another use of Shadow Silk is the Hood of Darkness and Cloak of Darkness. When you wear these together, a meter appears and can increase the longer you are in darker areas with no light. When the meter is full, the wearer will enter a shadow mode, which will make the player fly very fast for 10 seconds and will give you complete vision. This will only work if they stay in darkness though, otherwise it will stop. This is the Darkened Apple, and this can be crafted with an apple and Pure Darkness. Once this is consumed, it can increase the time you are in shadow mode. Forlornliest Day of My Life is earned when you enter the Forlon Hollows. Corrodent is earned when you kill a Corrodent. Chattering Teeth is earned when you craft and obtain a Burrowing Arrow. That is one big pile of is earned when you obtain Guano. Got Lamps is obtained when you kill a Glue Moth. Hans Moleman is earned when you hit an Underzealot. Knives Out is earned when you obtain a Desolate Dagger. The Black Parade is earned when you witness an Underzealot's sacrifice. Demon Slayer is a challenge where you must defeat the Forsaken. Black Velvet is earned when you craft Shadow Silk. Paint It Black is obtained when you craft a Hood and Cloak of Darkness. Find a Meaningless Animal is obtained when you eat a Darkened Apple whilst wearing the Hood and Cloak of Darkness and using the Darkness Incarnate ability. Blot Out the Sun is obtained when you craft a Dreadbow. This Is My Boomstick is obtained when you kill a Watcher. I Put a Spell on You is earned when you craft a Totem of Possession. I Spy is a challenge which can be earned when you use Beholder to observe a location which is over 1000 blocks away from you. Bug Repellent is earned when you craft and obtain a Mothball. So that's it. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry it's taken so long between the past 2 showcases and the rest of the Alex's Caves showcases. And I believe there is another biome coming out soon. So when it does come out, I'll be sure to check it out and make a showcase on it as well. I'll also make a showcase on anything that I have missed, because I'm pretty sure I have, and new advancements have been added in since I prepared for this showcase. So please leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you all in the next video.